Hello, Michaela. You're on mute if you're talking to me.
Exactly. I'm just figuring out.
Oh, got it.
How are you?
I'm good. So lovely to meet you.
Do you remember when we met first time?
No,
You don't. It was Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins. Oh my God, that was so long ago.
It was, hold on, I have to switch the.
Couple years at least.
Well, I believe it was, good question, 2022 or 23, something like that.
Ah, it's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, thank you for being
But
here.
I can see that you are making progress.
Yeah, things have really changed. You'll hear my story. Well, I don't know if did you listen to the day one
No,
already?
no, no, no. I wasn't able to. I have to.
Okay.
You sent me a reply. I have to check it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, so, well, you'll hear the full story. The abbreviated version is I turned 60 almost 2 years ago now, and I just blew up my life in all the good possible ways and really have rebooted, closed my old sales coaching business, started this business, just trusting. I mean, it's just been such a game changer. I'm in my zone of genius. I'm happy. I love what I'm doing. It's making a difference. So, yeah, lot has changed since
So
then.
you have to tell me a secret because I'm just going the opposite way.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're here then.
I don't know what's going on, but my life has been mess.
Hmm.
Pretty bad, pretty bad.
What do you do, Michaela? You're going to have to remind me because I'm
Well, right now, I'm unemployed. I used
okay.
to work in finance. I'm unemployed. Meanwhile, I was taking care of, with my brother, we shared, taking care of dad, who died.
Sorry to hear that.
And after 23 years, my husband broke up with me over the phone.
You are not, by the way, you're the second person in the last 12 months that I've heard that from.
You know what? What's the for me? What's the worst thing? And I cannot get over it because everything happened within past 3 years, right?
Yeah.
Uh, it took me 23 years to find out that I, I heard about the word narcissist, me, but I really never pay attention to it. And then when it had happened, I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I, in my head, going over and over, where was the mistake? Anyway, suddenly on Facebook, this article about narcissism pop up, and I started studying it, and I really collapsed.
Yeah. It's interesting. My last boyfriend was a narcissist too. And like you, I'd never, as a matter of fact, I didn't even see it until it was over. Um, but it's funny how it's just so clear now to see.
Now,
And
for
I
me,
didn't know. I didn't know.
well, I was in love with him. I met him shortly after my mom died, so I really got glued to
Yeah.
him. I
Yeah.
opened myself, and I really truly loved him until the last minute. And then when I read it, I was like, oh my God. The worst thing is that my friends, they told me, be careful, and I just didn't see it. I and 23 years. So for me, it's like I never had idea that kind of the cruel people even exist. He did
Mm,
it purposely, and for me, it's like he played with human being for 23 years,
yeah.
and I just cannot get over it.
Yeah. How long were you married?
23 years,
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty bad. But I'm happy that you are rising star.
Well, Teresa, it's happened, it's possible at any time. So that's the good news. I learned that the hard way, but here I am, and so I'm so grateful that you're here.
Yeah, me too.
Awesome. All right. And make sure you listen to day one. All right, welcome Ronnie, welcome Teresa. I know I heard from a couple people that they were going to be on Team Replay today, but I have a big rule of starting on time, so we'll allow people to come in. Ronnie, would you be willing to be the co-host so you could let people in for me? Awesome. I'm gonna make you co-host. That way I just don't, one less thing to worry about. Okay. All right. So welcome back, everybody. Michaela's joining us today, and so it's great to have a new face here. And let's see, I'm gonna bring up my slides. See if you see them. All right, you guys can see my slides, great. All right, so just a bit of a recap from yesterday. So I'm trying to move there. So before we kind of go in, let's just reconnect from yesterday. This will kind of give you an overview to Michaela. So yesterday we started to name the negotiations, like what negotiation looks like in our life. And we talked about how up to 95% of what you do every day isn't a conscious choice. So it's automatic, it's pattern recognition, it's your brain running what it already knows. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Moira. So we talked about the invisible architect just briefly, but these are the beliefs that are building the frame of your world, shaping what you notice, what you decide is too risky, what you allow yourself to want. And we talked about the loop and how a belief doesn't just sit there, it moves, it thinks for you. It decides for you over and over until it just feels like it's who you are. So here's what I want you to take into today. Those reactions from those beliefs aren't random. They're not even a weakness. They're not your personality. They're not something that you're stuck with either. But they are predictable, which means that they're workable. They're malleable. So the inquiry I left you with last night was this: where have you been negotiating with your own potential? So did everybody get a chance to kind of do that thinking last night? Just type me in the chat, and if not yet, you can type not yet. Either way is absolutely fine. Excellent. Me. Yes, yes, yes. All right, great. Awesome. So make sure that you drop it in the Facebook group what your biggest takeaway was, because again, I have a prize, and every time you drop that biggest takeaway in over the 4 days, you'll be entered to win this prize, which is a good one. I'm not going to tell you, but you're going to want to win it. All right. So today we're going to go one level deeper. So beliefs don't just live in your mind. They create patterns, patterns that run your decisions, your relationships, and your results. And once you can see the pattern clearly, the negotiation starts to lose its power. And that's where we're going today. So these beliefs don't just live in your mind, they create these predictable loops. So have you ever known exactly what to do and you just didn't do it? Type yes in the chat. How many of you? The better question is how many times a day sometimes you know what to do and you don't do it. Oops. That's right. So here's exactly what's happening. Your conscious mind has the plan, it has the idea, it has the strategy, it has the steps all lined up. You could have done the best planning on the planet. and your subconscious is running a completely different program. And here's the part most people never understand is that your subconscious will always win. Not sometimes, always. Because it controls, again, 90 to 95% of your thoughts, your automatic behaviors, what your brain decides is a threat, what it decides is safe, what it believes is actually possible for you. And remember what we said yesterday, the way anything looks to you is determined by who your subconscious has decided you are. So if you decided, we talked yesterday with Concepcion mentioned it's too late, right? I mentioned it's too late, my belief. So if you've decided that it's too late, that shapes every action you take, as well as every action that you don't take. So you can have the best intentions in the world. You can have the clearest plan, the strongest desire to change. And if your subconscious has decided it's a threat, you will negotiate your way out of it every single time. Not because something's wrong with you either. That isn't that where we go? There must be something wrong with me. I have all the best plans and I see all my friends and colleagues making this work. They're doing it. There must be something wrong with me. How many can relate? You can just raise your hand. Yeah. It's because your subconscious is doing exactly what it was designed to do. Keep you in the familiar, keep you safe, keep you exactly where it knows you. The problem is safe and stuck can look identical. So, oh, I'm trying to move the slide and it's not going because if you know me, you know I always, every single time I do this, I have issues with the slide. So it didn't really happen until day 2. So I'm pretty proud of myself. There's hope. So your brain's number one job is to keep you alive, not make you happy, not to make you successful, and not even to make you be fulfilled. Your brain has one default setting, and that is survive. It's constantly scanning. Is this safe? Is this familiar? Now, why is familiar safe? Because it knows you've survived it before. Is this a threat? Here's the problem. Your brain doesn't distinguish between actual danger and the discomfort of change. To your subconscious, they feel identical, which means every time you consider doing something outside what's familiar, something that stretches you or challenges you, asks more of you, your brain sounds an alarm. And this is the amygdala, the little brain, little piece of your brain. It's a little peanut-sized shape in the middle of your brain. It's the built-in threat detector. It's not rational. It doesn't care that the opportunity could be completely real and the best thing you could ever do. It doesn't care that you're ready. The moment it senses uncertainty, rejection, or the possibility of failure, it fires. And you feel it immediately. Have you ever had a real risk show up and you can feel it somewhere in your body? Like your heart rate may increase, or you may get a sinking feeling in your gut. You might tense up, mouths go dry, like there's a lot of different things. This is the same thing that happens. There's a real sense in your body. You may not notice it, but that little amygdala is pulling the alarm bell. And then it has you suddenly doubting yourself, overthinking, perfecting something that was already done. Who are my perfectionists? Yeah. Or going numb or just pulling back. You think you're being careful, being realistic, just going to be realistic about this thing. Let's be real. But really, you're negotiating, and your brain is the one making the deal, not you. So here's where we go today. We've been talking about the negotiation, the automatic programs running underneath. It's the loop, the amygdala, firing every time you get close to something that matters. But what's actually driving all of it is beliefs, not the ones that you consciously chose, but the ones that got wired in early through experience, through what you were taught, through decisions you made to stay safe when you were too young to know there was another option. It could be from your family, it could be from friends, it could be from society. All of these different beliefs that they were just wired in, they were just told this is the truth. And here's what makes them so powerful is you don't think them, you live them. They're not a voice you hear. Sometimes they are. They're just the water you swim in. And they shape every decision, every hesitation, every negotiation you have with yourself before you even realize it's happening. So I've identified 11 core belief patterns that show up again and again with the women I work with, and they aren't random. And they're not personality types, although sometimes people think they are. And they're the exact deals that your subconscious makes to keep you safe, to keep you small, to keep you exactly where it knows you. So I'm going to go through all of them, and I want you to see which ones really land for you, because I promise you there's at least one of these that is going to feel really uncomfortably familiar. So, all right, number one, I'm not worthy. This one runs deep. It's not just about confidence. It's about whether you fundamentally believe that you deserve what you want. And the tricky part, the women running this belief are often the most giving, most helpful, hardest working in the room because they're trying to earn what they don't believe they already have. They're trying to prove that they're worthy. So they people please, they reject compliments, they hold themselves to impossible standards, they leave before others can reject them. They earn and earn and earn and still wake up feeling like it's not quite enough. That's not humility. That's a negotiation with your own worth. So that's number one. Number two, I'm not good enough. Different from unworthy. And you'll start to see that some of these can overlap. But this one lives in the doing. There is always one more thing to learn, one more certification, one more level to reach before you allow yourself to feel okay. You live in the future, and once I achieve this, then I'll feel whole. I'll feel capable. But the bar keeps moving. How many of you know this? You keep doing the thing, but the bar just keeps getting raised. Yeah. Because the problem was never your qualifications. The overachieving, the burnout, the constant proving, that's not ambition. That's a belief running the show. All right, number three, I don't belong here. You felt it, that quiet sense of being on the outside, different. People don't understand me. You don't quite feel like you're fitting in anywhere fully, so you adapt. You become whoever the room needs you to be, or you go the other direction and lean so hard into being different that belonging stops feeling like something you want. Either way, you're negotiating your identity just to feel safe in a space. How many of you can actually have seen that? If not for you, maybe you can't see it for you, but you've seen that playing when you're out in the world, seeing people either shrink back or just being over the top. That's I don't belong, trying to fit in. Number four is I can't trust myself. I can't trust others, or I can't trust the world. And this one makes everything harder than it needs to be, quite frankly. Decisions feel a little bit like landmines, and commitments feel dangerous. You test people before you let them in. You go it alone because depending on anyone feels like a setup for disappointment. How many of you are, I'll just do it myself. Thank you very much. Yeah. So you're not difficult, you're not cold. You're running a belief that learned a long time ago that trust comes with a price. Number five, I'm insignificant. I'm invisible. You stay quiet when you have to say something. You don't ask for what you want. You make yourself smaller because somewhere you learned that being seen wasn't safe. And then you feel overlooked, unrecognized, and the belief gets louder because you shrink back, and then you are invisible. And they're like, see, I am invisible. Nobody sees me. See, I don't matter. That's the loop. And it starts with a negotiation about whether you're allowed to take up space. Ever a lot of women who grow up, girls should be seen and not heard. Here it is. Number six, I'm powerless. This one can look like victimhood or it can look like control. You can swing either way because when you believe you have no real power, you either collapse into it or you overcompensate. You grab for status, title, success, anything that feels like evidence you matter. Or you swing the other way and nothing's ever your fault. Either way, you're just looking outside yourself for something that was always yours. Number seven, I hope you're kind of tracking, seeing which one, where you are. Number seven is I'm not capable. And this one keeps you preparing forever. You're always known enough. You know enough. You've always known enough, but the belief says that you don't. So you take one more course, do one more round of research, wait until you feel ready. Not going to launch that course until ready never comes because capable isn't something you find out there. And your subconscious knows that if you never fully try, you'll never fully fail. That's not caution, that's a negotiation with your own ability, and it feels much safer. Number eight. Oh, I'm just realizing I skipped something here. No, I need to be perfect. There we go. I'm not going to look at my slide. I'm going to look at my notes. So if I'm off on the numbers, I apologize in advance. Number eight is I need to be perfect. Nothing is ever quite right. Not good enough. Who are my perfectionists? Yes. So it's not good enough to launch, not polished enough to share, not ready enough to show. So you prepare and prepare and prepare some more, or you don't start at all because starting means it could be imperfect and imperfect means exposed. Perfectionism isn't high standards. This is the mic drop here. It's fear with a very convincing disguise. All right, number nine, it's too late. This is the one I know personally. I've shared with this yesterday. You talk yourself out of the thing that you want by doing the math on time. How long will it take me? How far behind am I already? I'm too old to start now. It's too late for me to have real success. If it would have happened, it would have happened by now. So you settle, you call it being realistic. You watch other people go after the thing you want, and you tell yourself you're okay with it. You're not okay with it. You're just negotiating with possibility. All right, two more. I am off somewhere. It's not possible for me. Which one did I miss, you guys? Did I? No? Okay, good.
I'm powerless. I think that's the one that you missed.
Which one?
Powerless, I believe.
I did that one. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to number 11. My notes say 10, so that's why I feel like I'm off. But it's not possible, or it's just not possible for me. Anybody, have you ever said that to yourself? It's not possible. It's not possible for me. It may be possible for you, but it's not possible for me. So similar to the last one, but this one is less about time and more about permission. Things work out for other people. You've seen it, but somewhere underneath you believe that the rules are different for you. That extraordinary is available to everyone except you. So you stay logical, stay practical, shrink the goal so failure stays invisible, and you call it being responsible. That's not wisdom. That's a ceiling that you built yourself. Oh, here's the one I missed. It's out of order. I'm unlovable and unlikable. This one hides the best. So you shapeshift depending on who you're with. You overgive, you pull away before anyone can leave first. You keep people close enough to feel connected, but close enough to really see you, but not close enough to really see you. Because if they really saw you, they would leave. If they really knew you, if they really saw you, they'd leave, and that's the deal. So you hide and you wonder why you still feel so alone. All right, so take a breath. I want you to drop in the chat which ones landed for you. Were there some that were like, there's more, or maybe there's just one that really shapes everything? Which one or which ones felt like they were written about you? Just put in the number 1 through 11. Sometimes we can feel need to be perfect. Yep, 1, 4, 10, and 11. Okay. Great. Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you, Teresa. Yeah, it's sometimes they overlap too. So you're like, oh, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. All right, great. Thank you, everybody, for sharing. So, and 9. Okay, got it. All right. So this is, oh, darn it. Darn chat thing. Sorry. This is why affirmations don't work. So you stand at the mirror. I am enough. I am confident. I can do anything. And your subconscious, it doesn't even flinch because it has years of evidence that says otherwise. And that sticky note isn't going to touch that. Who's done that? Who's got the sticky notes at some point on your mirrors all throughout your house? I am happy. I am confident. I am successful. So here's the problem. Your subconscious doesn't respond to the words. It responds to patterns, to what's happened before, to what feels familiar versus feels like a threat. So when you try to override that deep subconscious belief with a subconscious thought, you're talking to a screen. You're not even touching the code. And this is like trying to reprogram a computer by talking to your monitor. It just doesn't happen because the minute you say, those, I am confident, I am happy, I can do anything, your mind is going, who are you kidding, sister? Don't you remember when that time when la 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 happened? That's why these things, now I don't want, I've had somebody kind of argue with me about this, and they can be temporary. So I don't want to invalidate these because these tools can work. They can give you temporary relief, but they're not going to rewire the subconscious belief. So this is why we read the books and we don't implement things. We hire the coach and we don't follow through. We know exactly what to do and we don't do it anyway. We get right to the edge of the breakthrough and we pull back. It's not a discipline problem. How many of you think, oh, I just need to be more disciplined, and then you go do the productivity course or something like that, right? And it's not a strategy problem. You cannot conscious mind your way out of a subconscious problem, which means the answer isn't more effort. It's going to the source. Got a lisp all of a sudden. And that's actually what we're doing this week. So how do you actually change this? Here I go again, moving things around. And my computer is going to try and make good things. You got to stop trying to fix it at the wrong level. So most people work at the conscious level, thinking their way through it, willing their way through it, affirming their way through it, and wondering why nothing sticks. Real change happens at the root, the subconscious level. And to get there, you need to access something deeper than the noise. And I call it the superconscious. This is your higher mind, the part of you that already knows you're enough, already knows you're capable, already knows what's possible. It's not blocked by the old stories. It's not running the old program. It exists beyond all of that. It's where anything is possible. And the problem is most people can't hear it because the subconscious is so stinking loud. And it's like trying to hear a whisper in a room full of shouting. So we do two things. First, we identify the belief that's actually running the show. This is kind of the detective work. Not a vague sense that something is off, but the specific deal that you've been making with yourself. So for one of my clients, it was, I don't have what it takes to work with high level clients. Clear, specific, and completely invisible to her until we named it. And the funny thing is, she was actually, Michaela, you'll get a kick out of this. She was actually a coach for Tony Robbins, one of Tony Robbins' coaches. And when she went out, and those were the type of people they were paying, I don't know, $20,000 to work with these coaches, work with her. And when she went out on her own, her belief was that she didn't have what it takes to work with people like that. It's like so ridiculous. So the second thing that we do is rewire it at the root, not with affirmations, not with positive thinking, but with actually reprogramming or rewiring those beliefs. That's what the tool that I use, it does. It neutralizes the emotional charge around the belief. It doesn't manage it, doesn't reframe it. It actually neutralizes it. So the belief loses its grip and stops running your decisions. So when you change it at that level, the change is fast, it's permanent, and it's embodied. Your brain feels it, your body feels it, not just your mind. And then something shifts. The strategies that you've already have, that you've already created, the knowledge that you've been collecting becomes usable. The potential you've been sitting on becomes accessible, not because you added something, because you finally removed what was in the way. So here's my question for you. What belief might be running your show? What's the invisible program keeping you from the level you already know you're ready for? Drop it in the chat if you already know. But we're going to do an exercise. So I want to go deeper into this. I want you to think of something that you've wanted and given up on. Or maybe you've just struggled with over and over. Maybe you've taken action, but you haven't quite broken through to get the result that you wanted, or stopped letting yourself even dream about it. So just look. I want you to think of something that you've wanted or given up on, struggled with over and over, or just stopped letting yourself even dream about. Does everybody have one? Everybody have something? Okay. So if you feel comfortable, close your eyes and just notice, keeping that whatever thing that you had in your mind that you've been struggling with or stopped dreaming about, just keeping that in mind, and just notice, what do you hear when you think about actually having that thing? What's the first voice you hear? What's the first thought that you hear? Sorry, you guys, I didn't see who that was. Was that any of your guys's? Fathom? E? I don't know who's coming
It
in.
might be me. I don't know. You can close it.
Okay, no
Thank
worries.
you.
Yeah. So close your eyes. Sorry, I interrupted that. Close your eyes. Just notice, what do you hear when you think about actually having that thing? What's the first voice? What's the first thing that shows up? Now notice, look, when was the last time that you felt this belief running? Not as a thought, but as an experience. Maybe a moment where you can see it playing out in your life. What was happening? Where were you? Is this a pattern that's been running throughout your life? What were you thinking? What did you believe about yourself in that moment when you're out there thinking about this? How did it make you feel? What did you do, or what did you not do? Now, here's the question that really matters. Can you see how that one belief rippled out? How it shaped the thoughts that followed, the emotions underneath those thoughts, the actions you took or didn't take as a result? Go ahead and open your eyes, type in the chat yes if you are seeing this. Yeah. So here's the thing. This is not a character flaw. It's just negotiation that started in one place and then started quietly running everything else. And here's what I need you to hear. You don't have to see it all clearly. You don't even have to find the origin. So I get this question a lot. Do I have to actually see the origin of this? No, you do not. Your subconscious, your superconscious can go to work on this without even knowing. So you don't have to find that origin. You don't have to remember where it started or understand exactly why it's even there. So you don't have to go back and, dig through your past. This isn't therapy. You don't need to know all of that stuff. You don't need to analyze it. You don't have to relive it. You don't have to try and make sense of it before anything can shift. That's the good news. My work doesn't require you to excavate your history, and it doesn't need you to trace it back to a specific moment. It works at the root level, regardless of whether you can see the root, which means the clarity we just did together, that was just for you. So you can see the pattern that's been running through life. So you can start to name and see the negotiations that you've had throughout your life and trying to accomplish things that you keep bumping up against the ceiling, keeping you in that, like we talked about yesterday, the neurological quicksand. But the change itself doesn't depend on any of it. And you don't have it all figured out for something to shift. You don't have to get that all sorted out. You just have to be willing to let it. So this is what we're going to do tomorrow. I'm going to give you a sense of really working with your superconscious to begin to neutralize those subconscious beliefs that have kept you stuck. Now, there's a part of you that exists completely outside of all this. It's beyond that subconscious noise, beyond the old programs, beyond every deal that you've ever made with yourself about what's safe, what's possible. And that's that superconscious that I was just talking about. It's the part of you that holds your real intelligence, your intuition, your innate knowing. It's not blocked by old stories. It doesn't negotiate. It already knows who you are and what you're capable of. And the goal of this work isn't just to remove the belief, it's to help you access that part of yourself so clearly that the negotiation stops making sense. That's where we're headed. So, I just wanted to share with you, this is Jody Ann Sr. She's a client of mine. She is a heart surgeon. She's the head of the head cardiologist in Melbourne, Australia. And what she says is, I knew I was meant for more. Invisible chains said otherwise. Old money stories, fear, not enough. And after the recoding process, everything changed. What once felt hard now feels like ease. Overwhelm became adventure. Fear became fun. And I'm finally living my purpose. This is somebody who's wildly successful. She's got all the titles and the things, and a surgeon, and she's the head of the department. And so what I want you to take away is that no one is immune to these subconscious beliefs. There's nothing wrong. So homework, we're getting done really early today. Okay, it's good. You can take some time. So here's where we are now. You came in today knowing something was off. Maybe you couldn't name it. Maybe you've been, feeling the impact of it for years. But today, hopefully that you've started to see how the belief or the saboteur, if you will, has been impacting you throughout your life. You may have traced that ripple where you've started to see how one negotiation has been shaping your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, and your results. And that's not a small thing. Most people never get here. They stay on that wheel, working harder, running faster, pushing harder, wondering why nothing changes. So you've just stepped off of that hamster wheel. So take a breath, catch your breath, and tomorrow we go to work. We're not going to talk about the belief. We're going to start dismantling it. You're going to get a real taste of what it feels like when the negotiation loses its power. So come ready, come open. You don't have to have anything figured out. You just need to show up and watch this 12-minute brain training video. So this will really, the video is, like I said, it's 12 minutes, and it's really about training your brain, training the subconscious, talking to the superconscious, telling you how it works. So this is the MAP method that was developed by Dr. Gary Flint, he was a therapist that he used and developed to work with people that were bipolar or multiple personality. So he's done some deep work. I'm not a therapist. I don't do that kind of work, but that just shows you how powerful this work is. Now, the important thing is some people watch this video and they're like, I had to watch it 3 times before I really got it. You don't have to do that. Okay. This is for your subconscious and your superconscious. Don't worry about it. If you have questions, bring it tomorrow. We're going to do a very light session so you can have a sense of what this is. And then make sure you go into the Facebook group and share your biggest takeaway. Share your biggest takeaway from yesterday. Share your biggest takeaway each day. And each time you share, you're going to get entered to win the prize at the end of this week. So if you're on Team Replay, you're going to have until Friday to watch all the replays and comment in the share your takeaways. And I will be drawing a winner on Friday. Ronnie, the Facebook group is called the Momentum Room. So if Ronnie and you are in there, okay, cool. Michaela, I'm not sure if you're in there. Not yet. Okay, so I will add the link in the email so you can make sure you go there. And I promise you it's not a group that I use it just for these workshops. So you won't get inundated by stuff from the Facebook groups. All right, any questions? How abouts? What ifs? Just take yourself off mute if you have anything. Something for you, Michaela?
Um, I believe that was the slide about this doctor. I didn't understand what she wrote that by recording. What does it? What
The recoding, yeah. So the recoding is the actual tool it's recoding it or rewiring those subconscious beliefs.
Okay.
So that's what right now those subconscious beliefs are running the show. So through this process, we're going to rewire. I use the word I should probably not do it this way. Rewire, recode.
No, I probably read it
Yeah. Okay.
incorrectly. I
Thank-
read recording. That's why I was confused.
Okay. Oh, got it. Okay, cool.
Thanks.
Thank you for asking. Yeah, great. Any other questions, thoughts? Okay. All right. Well, we will be back in here at noon Pacific time tomorrow, same place, same bat channel. And team replay, hopefully you can. I know there's some people that are team replay throughout the whole time. Some are coming in, coming out. So I appreciate you all being here. I am so grateful to have the opportunity to share this with you, and I'll look forward to tomorrow. It's a big day where we're going to start to do some of the work where we're actually going to start to rewire, recode one of those beliefs that are impacting you in an area that matters to you. So get ready, pull up your big girl pants. We're going to do it tomorrow. I'm excited to see you. And until then, have a great day. Bye for now.
Thanks. Good night. Thanks.